Hello, it's Bryan here from thegreatgordino.com, taking another look at one of my quote images and the point I make in it. And for this time around, the image and the point I'm looking at is this one. Do you need to say no a bit more often? Now that's a question for you, isn't it? Do you need to say no a bit more often? You might say to me, I don't know, do I? And I'll say to you, I don't know, do you? Now, before we go totally round and round in circles, let's look a bit deeper at what I mean. And to do that, we need to look at what you're saying no to and who you're saying no to. Now, when it comes to what you're saying no to, the answer is the actions that you might be saying no to and the thoughts you might be saying no to, because it's thoughts that drive actions. Now, when it comes to who you're saying no to, that could well be other people, your friends, your family, people at work, the peer pressure around you in society, or it could be saying no to yourself. So let's get stuck in. Something I've said a lot, and I'm going to carry on saying it because it's true, is that results are based on action, and your action is based on your attitude. So if you don't like the results and you'd like to change them, you need to have a change in action, and that means a change in attitude. And that could manifest itself in saying no just a little bit more often. And let's start with saying no to other people, because quite a cause of quite a lot of distress in the world today is people acting in line with other people's agendas, doing things in whatever area of life, whether that's health, career, relationships, lifestyles, spirituality, whatever, in line with what other people think they should do, what other people tell them they should do. That's where you should try saying no a bit more often. Now, I can hear some people saying, come on Gordon, it's not as simple as that, you can't just say no. And my answer to that is, I understand it's not always as simple as that, but actually sometimes it can be. And here's a little technique that I like to use, is to say no thanks. Because when you say no thanks, you're adding in that level of politeness and consideration, and you remove a tone of aggression from the words. As long as you're not saying it in a sarcastic tone, if you're saying it in a genuine tone, that helps put the message across to whoever you're saying no to. They might say, okay. They might ask you why you're saying no, and then they might understand your reasons. And of course it's possible they won't like it, they're not interested in listening to your reasons, they're not listening to understand, and it causes a lot of aggregation and problems. I understand that. But if you maintain this no thanks line, it can be really powerful, because if you stick to that with your explanation, not a justification but an explanation, if you stick to that, in time, as it becomes more of a habit, people will get to know that if you think no, that you don't want to do something, you're going to say no and you're going to stick to it. And what that does in turn is it changes the way that they approach you, and it changes the way that they try to impose their agendas on you. So when it comes to saying no to how you think or how you act, that's to do with integrity and your truth and what you actually believe, the real, genuine, authentic you. If you don't think something, don't act or talk or react in a way that is the opposite to the way you think. So if you need to say that you're not going to act that way because you don't think that way, and remind yourself to say no to yourself, I don't think that way and I'm not going to act that way, then it could be something that you need to do a little bit more often. When it comes to saying no to yourself, we can cause a lot of self-damage and a lot of self-destruction in those various areas of life: health, wealth, career, relationships and lifestyle. We can cause a lot of self-sabotage by the thoughts we hold and the actions we take. And we can make huge dramatic changes sometimes just by saying no to ourselves. No, I'm not going to eat that extra bit of chocolate, as an example, for someone who might like a lot of chocolate. No, I'm not going to spend an extra half an hour in bed because I can't be bothered, when I could be getting up and using that time to prepare some healthy food, or go out for a run, or go out for a little walk, or read some self-improvement, personal development material to enrich myself a bit more. I'm not going to do these bad things. I'm going to do the positive, the better things instead. So I'm going to say no to the bad things. Now, here's an important point. When I say, do you need to say no a bit more often? You might not need to say no all the time. Some things are okay if you do them in moderation. That expression of everything in moderation is not a bad mantra in life in general. So you don't have to say no all the time. It just means you need to say no a little bit more often. So look at your situation, your circumstances, your life around you and the people around you. Could it be that you're saying yes a little bit too often? You're saying yes to other people because you're afraid of what will happen if you say no. You're saying yes to yourself, to the bad things, because you're just too lazy and you can't be bothered to take on the work you might be involved if you start saying no a bit more often. Could it be you just need to say no a bit more often? So, I hope you enjoyed that message. If you did enjoy it, let me know. Leave a comment below wherever you happen to be seeing this video. I do love the feedback. Pop over and see me at my site, thegreatgordino.com. And while you're there, you can also grab my free 8-step goal achievement formula. And that will definitely help if you feel that you want to make changes in your life that are going to involve you saying no a little bit more often. If you want some help making those changes, my 8-step goal achievement formula for free will help, and you can grab that over at thegreatgordino.com. Come over and connect with me on Facebook. Facebook.com/thegreatgordino is my personal profile, and then there's my pages there, Facebook.com/yourlifetransforming and Facebook.com/thegreatgordino newsletter. So it's Gordon Bryan signing off for now, trying to say no a bit more often, even if that's to myself, and even if it's a polite no thanks. Make sure you're doing the same too if you think you need to, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.